While the rest of the world moved to machines and monocrops, Amish gardens quietly protected some of the rarest heirloom vegetables on Earth. 12 of them are still grown today, the same way they were 200 years ago, with no chemicals, no shortcuts, and no apologies. So what makes these vegetables so different? And why are they vanishing everywhere else? Before we dig in, one quick thing. Most people watch these stories without subscribing, and we understand why. But these vegetables survived because families protected them, passed them down, and refused to let them disappear. This channel exists for the same reason. If you believe knowledge like this deserves to survive another generation, hit subscribe. One click helps keep these stories alive, seed by seed. Number 12. Celery at Amish weddings. In Amish weddings, creamed celery doesn't sit quietly on the side. It headlines the celebration. While English tables lean on cakes or roasts, Amish guests expect two things: roasted chicken and that smooth, creamy bowl of celery. No exceptions. This tradition isn't just preference, it's heritage. In Lancaster County, wedding meals revolve around celery. Entire cookbooks preserve variations of creamed celery, from thick milk gravies to butter-laced versions. Food writers call it the Amish signature dish. But celery isn't easy to grow. It demands fertile, cool soil, high moisture, and weeks of trenching. Amish gardeners often blanch stalks using boards or mulch, forcing pale, tender shoots that take on a sweeter flavor. It's so fussy that many modern farms skip it entirely. Yet for Amish growers, a single 20-foot row can supply celery all season. Each 100-gram serving carries just 14 calories, but contains 1.6 grams fiber, 29 micrograms of vitamin K, over 20% of daily needs, and potassium that helps regulate heart rhythms. When served in rich sauces, the result is a light dish masked as indulgence. The celery signals ceremony, but what follows is louder, redder, and tells farmers exactly when winter breaks. That alarm comes in the form of a root. Number 11. German giant radish. When these radishes swell to the size of golf balls, Amish farmers know what the soil is saying. Spring has arrived. The German giant radish grows fast, just 22 to 30 days from seed to harvest, and it grows big. Unlike most supermarket radishes, this heirloom doesn't turn woody. It keeps its mild bite and juicy crunch, even at 4 inches wide. No cracking, no bitterness, just clean, peppery freshness. In the 18th century, German Anabaptists, ancestors of many Amish, grew radishes as spring starter crops. Today, the same logic holds. Radishes loosen the soil, break ground for slower crops like parsnips, and help mark rows. You can plant hundreds for just a couple dollars in seed. They're loaded with vitamin C and antioxidants called isothiocyanates, compounds also found in mustard and horseradish that support detox enzymes and inflammation control. They're the original farm superfood, and here's the strange payoff. Some Amish kitchens use these as fast food. Sliced radish, homemade bread, butter, and salt. That's breakfast in March. But after radishes go, the soil hides a stick-shaped secret, ugly, overlooked, and often mistaken for trash. Cooks call it the oyster vegetable, and it only reveals its treasure after the first frost. Number 10. Salsify. This root looks like something tossed aside. Covered in dirt, long and skinny, salsify could pass for a twig. But once peeled and simmered in milk, it smells faintly like oysters. Salsify, called vegetable oyster for that exact reason, was once common in both Amish and Mennonite kitchens. Its use traces to early Dutch cookbooks, where it starred in milk and butter soups. The roots store perfectly underground all winter, meaning it became a staple long before freezers existed. 2 types exist: white salsify, Tragopogon porifolius, and black salsify, Scorzonera hispanica. Both get planted early, thrive in heavy soils, and grow roots over a foot long. And here's the payoff. After frost, the starch turns sweet. Roots taste like a cross between artichoke and oyster, with no sea required. Nutritionally, salsify provides slow carbs, iron, inulin fiber, great for gut health, and small protein amounts. It's tough against pests and works in spaces where carrots struggle. Big farms ignore it. It breaks easily during machine harvest, But for hand-dug gardens, it's a gold mine. In Amish gardens, the forgotten roots wait all winter. But now we move from cold storage to sugar. Roots so sweet they stay in the ground under snow. Number 9. Parsnips. Most vegetables hate frost. Parsnips beg for it. Once the ground freezes, parsnips start transforming. Starches convert to sugars, making this beige root taste almost like candy. That's why Amish gardeners leave them underground until January. Dig one after hard freeze, and it's sweeter than carrots. A 100-gram serving carries 75 calories, 5 grams fiber, and strong hits of potassium and vitamin C. It fuels hard-working bodies through brutal winters. On Amish farms, where men cut firewood and haul water, those calories matter more than lettuce ever could. Parsnips grow slow. That's why they're often planted alongside radishes, which mark rows while the real prize takes its time. Once harvested, they're turned into mashed cakes, soups, roasts, or skillet fries. One Pennsylvania Dutch recipe uses them like hash browns, crispy-edged and steaming hot. Why did big agriculture skip parsnips? Uniform carrots and white potatoes are easier to bag, wash, and sell. But farmers' market demand for parsnips is rising again, especially in cold states. So when the snow falls and other gardens sleep, Amish families keep digging, and what they pull next could feed a cow or a child, depending on the kitchen. Number 8. Mangelwurzel. Each root can weigh 20 pounds. In the cellar, they stack like firewood. This beet wasn't bred for salads, it was bred to feed everything. Mangelwurzel, or mangle beet, is part of the same species as red beetroot, but it grows 10 to 20 times larger. It fed dairy cows in Europe for centuries, and Amish farmers in North America still grow it for the same reason. Historical reports show yields up to 40 tons per acre. Here's how it fits. Mangels provide energy-rich winter feed when pasture stops. Cows, pigs, and horses all eat the roots and tops. 1/10 of an acre can yield over a ton, and storage requires no refrigeration, just a cool room and dry straw. Humans eat them too. When harvested young, they taste earthy and sweet. European peasant stews often used mangle slices alongside lentils or dumplings. The Slow Food Arc lists it as a forgotten European staple. Machines hate its size, but hands don't. Roots grow with 2/3 above ground, making harvest easy. Amish barns still feature them on winter feed lists. And next to the feed barrels, a protein-packed legacy, traced back to pilgrims and still grown row by row. Number 7. Amish Nuttle bean. This bean didn't come from a catalog. It came on a boat and survived through church seed swaps. Called Nuttle, or Mayflower bean, this maroon-splashed dry bean has followed Amish families since colonial times. Some trace it back to the Mayflower. Others say it joined Amish gardens as early as 1750. Either way, it's stuck. One 30-foot row yields enough dry beans for months of stews, chilies, and baked dishes. Its bush form grows well with horse-drawn tools and doesn't need trellising. It leaves behind nitrogen in the soil, making the next crop stronger. While factory farms grow just a handful of beans, navy, black, pinto, the Nuttle bean survives for one reason: flavor. It holds shape, but breaks soft in the mouth, soaking up sauces like meat. No mush, no bland bites, just real comfort food. Dry beans store for years. That makes them crucial for homesteads. In 1800, they were a food insurance policy. In 2025, they still are. And while beans grow low to the soil, Amish gardens also hide treasures beneath tiny yellow lanterns, ones that kids learn to pick before they can read. Number 6, ground cherries. You don't pick them off the plant. You find them on the ground. Ground cherries drop when ripe. Inside their papery husks sits a golden fruit that tastes like pineapple, tomato, and vanilla, all in one. Kids love them. Adults turn them into pies. Amish markets sell them as husk tomatoes, and their seeds show up in catalogs labeled Amish heirloom. One plant yields hundreds of fruits, each wrapped like candy. Inside, vitamin C, beta-carotene, and a natural sweetness fill every bite. They store like magic. Kept in husks, they last up to 3 months in cool conditions. That makes them one of the only fresh fruits available from August to November, without refrigeration. Grown like tomatoes, they start indoors, transplant after frost, and fruit by midsummer. But unlike tomatoes, they sprawl, drop, and hide their bounty. Amish bakers gather them weekly and bake them into a jammy pie that tastes nothing like apples or berries. Supermarkets rarely stock them. Shoppers don't recognize the husk, and the shelf life looks confusing. But for homesteaders, that husk is the secret. The next secret doesn't come in a husk. It comes in leaf form. Salad one week, sautéed greens the next. Number 5, Amish deer tongue lettuce. It looks like any other lettuce, until you taste it warm from a skillet. Amish deer tongue lettuce has a pointed leaf shape and a rugged personality. It was first listed in catalogs as early as the 1840s, and quickly became a go-to for gardens without refrigerators. The leaves grow dense and triangular, harvestable in 30 days for salads or 50 days for full heads. Most lettuces bolt or wilt in summer. Deer tongue shrugs off heat, tolerates frost, and keeps regrowing. That makes it perfect for cut-and-come-again harvesting, sometimes producing for 8 straight weeks. One 4 by 6 foot bed can feed a family salad every day without replanting. Is it a real trick? Cooking. Unlike soft leaf types, deer tongue doesn't dissolve in heat. Amish cooks sauté it like spinach, wilt it into gravies, or layer it with hot potatoes. That dual use keeps it in steady rotation. Nutritionally, it offers vitamin K, folate, and antioxidants without sugar or calories. Doctors now link greens like this to bone strength and clotting support. And once you've filled your salad bowl, the next heirloom waits nearby, climbing high on trellises, delivering pod after pod of crunchy green sweetness. Number 4, Amish snap pea. Snap peas became trendy in the 1970s. Amish farmers had been growing them for generations. This variety climbs over 6 feet and keeps producing pods for weeks. Each pod measures 2 to 3 inches, with translucent skin and sweet, tender peas inside. Unlike many heirlooms, this one predates commercial hybrids. It's the true ancestor of the modern sugar snap. Plant them early, and they'll handle spring chills. Trellis them with cattle panels or twigs, and you'll harvest daily for over a month. Families freeze, can, and eat them fresh by the bowlful. Some also let pods dry to save seed or make soup peas. Each serving brings fiber, protein, folate, and magnesium, nutrients that fuel muscles and support digestion. High in plant-based protein, peas often appear in meatless Amish meals, from split pea soup to cream dishes. Modern farms reject heirloom peas because ripening is uneven. But for hand pickers, that's perfect. Each pod gets plucked at peak sweetness. It's flavor over efficiency. When vines finish, the same trellises get reused. And what comes next smells like candy, looks like sunshine, and traces its flavor back to Amish melon hills. Number 3, Amish melon. Walk into an Amish farm in August, and the air smells like fruit. That's not from perfume, it's muskmelon. Known as Amish melon, this heirloom grows oval fruits around 4 to 7 pounds, with orange flesh that drips juice. Catalogs describe it as one of the best-tasting melons in North America. Its thick rind protects the fruit, but doesn't dull the sweetness inside. Each vine takes about 85 to 90 days to mature. The fruit signals readiness by aroma. When you smell cantaloupe from 6 feet away, it's ready. No guessing needed. Grocery melons are bred to survive shipping. Amish melons are bred to taste like dessert. One fruit feeds 6 to 8 people easily and delivers vitamin C, beta-carotene, and water, lots of it. It's a hydration powerhouse, especially after haymaking in the sun. Melons often sprawl beside the next giant heirloom in Amish gardens. One's meant for fresh eating. The next is pure pie material, thick, sweet, and massive. Number 2, Amish pie pumpkin. Most pumpkins get carved, then thrown away. These get eaten all winter. Amish pie pumpkins don't play around. A single fruit weighs 30 to 80 pounds, with thick, dense orange flesh inside a buff skin. Unlike jack-o'-lantern types, these don't waste space. Up to 5 inches of usable interior makes them ideal for baking, canning, and storage. They trace back to an Amish gardener in Maryland. Vines stretch over 10 feet and yield 3 to 8 fruits per plant. Each pumpkin delivers enough puree for a dozen pies, gallons of baby food, and multiple casserole trays. In testing, cooks prefer these to store-bought sugar pumpkins. The dry matter's higher, so baked goods don't turn watery. The texture stays smooth, and the natural sweetness eliminates the need for extra sugar. Properly cured, they store 5 to 6 months in a cool pantry. That makes pumpkin pie a February treat when nothing fresh grows. And as the vines fade, attention turns to the final crop, a fruit that changed Amish kitchens, survived commercial neglect, and remains the beating red heart of the heirloom pantry. Number 1. Amish Paste Tomato. Amish paste doesn't care about shape. It cares about flavor. These tomatoes look odd, some heart-shaped, some elongated, but every fruit carries a deep, balanced flavor, with few seeds and tons of flesh. They weigh around 8 ounces, and one healthy plant can pump out 20 to 40 fruits per season. Born in Amish gardens in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin during the 19th century, the variety remained local until the 1990s, when seed saver Tom Houch helped commercialize it. Since then, it's become one of the most grown heirloom paste types for backyard gardeners. Amish families plant it for one reason: canning. The fruits don't ripen all at once, which frustrates factories but suits households that preserve in small weekly batches. That flexibility keeps the pantry full without waste. Each tomato holds vitamin C, potassium, and lycopene, an antioxidant linked to reduced cancer and heart risk. But in Amish kitchens, its value lies in volume and taste. While factory farms chase Romas built for conveyor belts, Amish gardeners keep choosing the variety that fills sauce kettles, chili pots, and shelves of ruby red jars. And that's the journey, from creamy wedding celery to this tomato, every bite still rooted in soil, story, and seed. These stories stuck with me, and I think they'll stick with you too. There's more waiting just a click away, so keep going. You've only seen the start of what's been hidden.